You have been here before. The heavy scent of damp paper, the rhythmic ticking of a grandfather clock, the specific way the candlelight dances against the velvet curtains, it is all intimately, terrifyingly familiar. But logic dictates this is impossible. You are a passenger in a body that has just experienced a neurological stutter, a momentary lapse where the present is accidentally filed into the archives of the past. This is not a psychic premonition, it is a failure of the biological hardware. The theory suggests a chilling mechanical error, the signal delay. Imagine your eyes as two flickering lanterns, casting images into the dark cavern of the cranium. Usually, these twin streams of data merge seamlessly into a single perception of now. However, when the machinery falters, one stream arrives a millisecond late. The brain, confused by the redundant data, processes the second signal not as a new event, but as a memory. You are haunted by a ghost of the very second you are currently living. We exist within the lag. Our consciousness is a delayed broadcast, a flickering film reel where the frames have begun to overlap. When the synchronization fails, the illusion of linear time collapses. You aren't remembering the future, you are simply witnessing the internal friction of a mind struggling to keep pace with reality. It is a glitch in the coil, a brief reminder that our perception of the world is held together by nothing more than fragile, fraying synapses. Your brain is a scavenger, feeding on the scraps of light and sound it manages to catch before they rot into the past. At the center of this frantic feast sits the thalamus, a biological switchboard, cold and indifferent. It is the gatekeeper of your reality, sorting the chaos of the external world into a coherent now. But even the most diligent guard can stumble. In the silence of a heartbeat, a singular pulse of visual data bypasses the primary gate and slips into the rhinal cortex, the brain's archival basement, before the conscious mind has even registered its arrival. The result is a sensory haunting. You look at a stranger's face and feel the cold prickle of recognition, not because you have met them, but because your brain has already filed their image into your long-term memory a fraction of a second before you saw them. It is a terrifying efficiency. The smell of old cedar or the distant tolling of a bell becomes a ghost of itself, a pre-recorded message played back to a listener who is still waiting for the live performance. This is the cruelty of the optical lag. It robs you of the present. You are trapped in a feedback loop, a needle skipping on a vinyl record of existence. We like to believe our senses are windows, clear and immediate. In truth, they are narrow, flickering corridors. When the timing fails, the walls close in, and the now becomes a then. You aren't living a life, you are experiencing a delayed broadcast of a tragedy that has already occurred. You are a passenger in a biological machine that is perpetually falling behind its own schedule. Inside the cold architecture of the skull, the synaptic gap is a yawning abyss where time goes to die. Between the firing of a neuron and the reception of a thought, there is a hollow space, a chemical delay that stretches for an eternity in the microscopic world. We call our experience real time, but it is a curated lie, a frantic post-production edit of a chaotic and uncoordinated event. When the chemical soup of your neurotransmitters thickens or thins, the timing slips. One eye sends its missive via a slow, winding path through the neural thicket, the other takes the shortcut. The result is a visceral double exposure of reality. You feel the cold sweat of recognition because you are literally witnessing the echo of your own perception. Your consciousness is not a live stream, it is a haunted playback of a tape that was recorded a millisecond ago. This is the biological glitch that strips away the veneer of free will. If your brain has already processed the now before you are consciously aware of it, you are merely a ghost inhabiting a reaction. We are the architects of our own haunting, building a house of memories out of the very bricks of the present. Every instance of déjà vu is a crack in the foundation, a leak in the coil where the present and the past bleed into a singular, suffocating gray. If our reality is a delayed broadcast, then the self is nothing more than a spectator in a theater of ghosts. The most unsettling truth of the signal delay theory isn't that your brain makes mistakes, but that you are never, not for a single pulse of a vein, actually present in your own life. You are a passenger in a machine that has already decided its next move, already processed the light, and already filed the sensory data before you were even invited to the experience. We do not live, we merely remember the present as it happens. Consider the implications of this biological lag. Every touch, every word, every fleeting glance is an archival record by the time it reaches your consciousness. Your entire existence is a series of glitches stitched together to form the illusion of a continuous soul. We are the architects of a haunting where the ghost is our own awareness, trapped in the microscopic space between the firing of a nerve and the birth of a thought. The coil does not just bind us, it buffers us. Perhaps the next time you feel that cold, familiar shiver of déjà vu, you should stop fighting it. It is the only moment you are truly seeing the machinery for what it is, a brief, honest crack in the facade. If you find value in these anatomical dissections of the human condition, consider leaving a mark upon the parchment to ensure our library continues to grow. We are all just echoes searching for the original sound. Welcome to the Mortal Coil.